Welcome to Module 2 of Infurnia's training sessions. Let's check the curved wall option. So when you click on the curved wall, you can see the feature of arc drawing here. So this feature is used for curved walls. Now when you are doing draw by bending, it means that if I am drawing a straight wall here, then I can create a curve as per my requirement after that. After drawing the straight line, you can turn it into a curved line by controlling the amount of curvature that you need. Then the second way of drawing is draw around center, meaning that if I start from here and I demarcate a circle of whichever diameter or radius I want, then around that circle I can create a curved wall, an arc of, if you want the complete wall, then it will be complete, or if you want semi circular wall, then you can definitely do that as well. Then the third option is draw along tangent. So now if this is one curve, then along the tangent of this I can draw another curved wall. So here the tangent will be same, right? So along the tangent of this, it is getting created. These are the features of the curved wall. So under modes, you can see location line. A location line basically indicates, suppose if you're drawing a wall, the blue line that appears is the location line. When you selected the center, which is set right now, it means that the wall will be created on either sides of the location line, and the location line will be in the center. Since a wall is a element which has a thickness to be considered, this is an important feature that you need to check. Then suppose, for example, if you select left, then the wall will be created on the left side of the location line. The blue is again the location line. Then whenever you're trying to use tools like sealing, tiling, etc., when you select the tool, you go into a sketcher mode, which is basically a mid state where you can create another element. Let's say I am trying to create a ceiling in the ceiling sketcher mode. Herein, you have the option of pick tool, where you can pick walls and room spaces. Here, suppose if I select the tool and I select the space inside room 1, then as you can see, the area inside is selected such that the ceiling will be installed here. At this point, let us understand the concept of what is a dynamic edge and what is a static edge. Dynamic edges are represented by a blue shade and static edges are represented by a black shade. So when I am using the picker tool, so these lines are currently dynamic edges. Let's click on apply once. And as you can see, the ceiling is created in this room. The dynamic edge that I have used, if I extend the wall size, then the ceiling will also increase along with it, since dynamic edges are the ones which are capable of change and movement. However, if I do the same exercise with a static edge, then let's check how that behaves. Suppose if I draw a ceiling using one of the sketch tools, then as you can see, the line is in black. So that is a static edge. Static technically means that it's rigid and it cannot move. So if I'm creating a ceiling using the static edge, then as you can see now, this room has a ceiling added to it, and if I move the wall here, then the ceiling does not move because we had created the ceiling using static edges and not dynamic. However, in this case, the ceiling had got extended since this was created using dynamic edges. When you're creating ceilings, there are two options for you to create any ceiling. One is using the pick tool and the other is using any of the drafting tools available here, like we had shown in the previous example. Let's try to understand the other tools available in the sketch option. You have the chamfering and fillet option, wherein if you select fillet, then you need to select the two lines along which you want to create a fillet, and it will ask you for the length reduction you want on the edge. Let's say you're inputting a value of 400. You can click on submit and the curvature will be formed there as per the fillet. Similarly, you can use the chamfer tool as well by selecting two adjacent edges, and you can input the value of the length reduction that you require and click on submit. A chamfer will be created. So the primary difference between fillet and chamfer is that the fillet creates a curvature and the chamfer creates a sharp edge. The length reduction that you had inputted is this distance. Is the distance by which you are reducing the length of the edge, which is why it is called edge length reduction. When you go into the sketcher mode to draw any ceiling tiling, then you also have the option of trim and extend. Suppose I'm drawing any particular shape here, then if I select the trim and extend option and select the two lines which needs to join, then just click on the two lines here, and as you can see, it has extended. Similarly, if you have a structure like this and you want to trim the line, then you have to again select the two lines and the line will get trimmed. Offset tool in your sketcher mode, wherein if you select that particular tool, then you can hover over the shape for which you need an offset and it will be highlighted in blue. Select the same and you can specify the distance by which you want to offset the particular shape, and an offset of the same shape will be created. You can use this to create false ceilings or tiling patterns, etc. Try to create a tiling pattern which is a combination of two different tile types. As you can see, on the outer edge I have a granite tiling and inside I have put individual tile layouts. So let's see how we can achieve something like this in our design. So let's say we are going to install these tiles in room 1. So we are going into room 1. Herein we will again go to the architecture tab and select tiling. When you select tiling, let us select the outline of the first tile that we are going to create by using the pick tool. So the outer outline is now created. When you are selecting this tile, there is one joining point here of the walls, and this will disturb your selection when you are installing the tile. So it is suggested that you move these by selecting this point. You can move it and make this a seamless selection. After that, go to the offset tool, and when it's highlighted, from there you can start your preference of the offset that you require. Herein you can type in how much offset is required. I am taking a 300 mm and click on enter. So a 300 mm offset is now created, and this is the highlighted area which will be tiled. So herein you can click apply, and let's go to the 3D option to check. So as you can see, the tiling area is now created. Select this again and we can go into the tile pattern, wherein we can select whichever material we want to use. I am using wave blue marble here. So if I do not want to see this grout lines here, I can make the grout line 0, and this will become, there will be no grout that will be shown here. Then secondly, we have to lay out the inside tile here. So again, we will go into the floor option, wherein we'll go architecture and we'll go into the tiling. Here, using the drafting tool, I will create an outline, and this particular outline I will offset it again by 300 mm. However, this time I do not want the external selection, I want the internal selection. So I will go ahead and remove all the additional lines on the outer selection, since I had only made it for reference purpose. And now the internal is selected. So you can click on apply, and the internal and the tiling is created here. Now this particular tile, when you select it again, and you can change the pattern to a blue and cream pattern. This how to create a wall tile for your toilets. Select the wall where you want to add the tile, then go into tiling and cutting tool. This is the outline of the wall. In here you can add shape and select the draw line option. Herein, let's start drafting the outline of the tiled area. I want to have a 8 feet height, so 2400 mm. Click on it, then create the outline of the tiled area and click apply. Select the tiled area again, and you can choose in properties you can choose the type as tiling, and in tile pattern you can select whichever tile pattern you want to use. Let's say I am using the same tile that we had used for flooring, and let's go back. Now the tile is installed. You can make various changes like patterns, sizes, etc. as per your design requirement. First, you can import a JPEG image and trace over this. For this, click on the flow setting option in the bottom left corner right next to the preference tool. Here, under tracing background, you will see an option called image. Click on upload change image and you'll get a pop-up window to select any image stored in your computer and upload the same. As you can see, the image is now added to my modeling area. Since a user can upload any image, whether it is a download from the internet or a JPEG your client sent you, we cannot be sure of the size of this uploaded image. Hence, please scale the image to the correct ratio. Use the option Set Background Scale under the Image tool, and you can now select your reference line. In the image, this area is marked as 3400 mm. Click on Start and End of the reference line, and you can see that it is not correct. So now the pop-up is asking you what is the actual length of the reference line. You can input the correct length and submit. The image will be scaled as per the same. Using your drawing tools, you can now trace over the image to create your floor plan. Once done, you can delete it using Remove Existing Background option so that only your model is now seen. Second option to start is to add a DWG file. In the same floor settings, right next to the image option, you have the DWG file option. In the same way, you can upload this as well from your system. You can also control the visibility of the layers in your DWG file by clicking on the Edit DWG Drawings option here. Select which layers need to be visible to increase your ease of working. Here I am disabling this layer, and as you can see, it is reflecting in the drawing. To add a texture to any wall, select the wall in the 3D view, and in the Design Details panel, you will see Wall Finishes, under which you can select whichever finish you want. The drop down here will have the most used finishes or ones that are already being used in your particular model. If you want to use any other finish, you can select the Fetch from Store option here, and herein you will see wallpapers and paints in the carousel that appears. Under wallpaper, you have a lot of options and you can select whichever wallpaper you want. Let's say I'm selecting the floral wallpaper here. Then the wallpaper is added to my wall. Thank you for watching.